Yeah, and this may be the news of the day if it happens. The one with J. Michael Kelly, Graham Trucking, is not out on the course. We heard some talk that they may have scratched, but we have nothing official. We'll kind of hold off on that until we know for sure.
The 6, Jimmy Shane and the Oberto on the course and running.
John Zimmerman in the U9 Les Schwab Tire Team Red Dot.
U11, Jeff Bernard in the, well, we got that wrong. The U11 is actually Tommy Thompson in the
Peters and May.
Miss Peters and May, bright chartreuse and blue.
They were just trying to trick you, Mark. The 37, Dave Villwock with the costless carpet, Miss Beacon Plumbing.
That was a test.
Yeah, it was. And I still do not see the one out on the course.
Nope, I don't either. So it looks like it may be a 4-boat race. We're looking at John Zimmerman cutting through the race course. And coming through the race course also a couple of boats. And this could be kind of interesting. We see Jimmy Shane and Dave Villwock. Dave went a little farther in the backstretch, so he cut kind of outside. And Jimmy Shane has lined up in lane number 1. They've got 1 minute and 25 seconds before the start, so they're actually in a pretty good shape. If they keep their 80 miles an hour, Tommy Thompson's going to be on the outside in that bright chartreuse and blue. But right now Dave Villwock is going to cut through to the backstretch. There's Tommy Thompson, and Jimmy Shane follows him through. John Zimmerman is going to go all the way down. They're right about at 1 minute at this point.
That is something. I was going to say, Mark, that was something they wouldn't have been able to do if the score-up buoy was still there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. The score-up buoy has gone away.
And it looks like Dave has stolen lane 1.
And Dave had the strategy to pick off lane 1, going 80 miles an hour as they are required to do. Jimmy Shane and the Oberto trailing him by quite a ways, but they're still 39 seconds away from the start, and that's half a lap away. Dave Villwock starts to pick up a little bit of speed in the Beacon Plumbing. Boats are pretty well strung out. Jimmy Shane looks like he's going to be in lane 2. Zimmerman is coming up behind him pretty fast. He's going to be in lane number 3, and it'll be Thompson on the outside. And now they all start to fan out as they come at the top of the west turn, head toward the start-finish line. It'll be the Beacon Plumbing and Villwock in lane 1, the Oberto in lane 2. Zimmerman is well out in lane 3, and Tommy Thompson in lane 4, and this could be a very close start, but I think it was good. John Zimmerman and Jimmy Shane right at the line, right together. You got 3 boats, and you can't tell who is leading, but it looks like Shane has about a 1-boat lead over Dave Villwock and the Beacon Plumbing as they go to the Blue Bridge turn. But Villwock is on the inside. Shane is in lane 2 next to him on his right hip, and there they are right together. Dave Villwock and Jimmy Shane, the Beacon Plumbing, and the Oberto. Oberto with about a 1-boat length lead as they are halfway through lap number 1. John Zimmerman about a rooster tail behind in 3rd place, but your race is for 1st. And it is Jimmy Shane and the Oberto in lane 2. On the outside, Dave Villwock comes up deck to deck with him as they hit the apex of the western turn. We'll see how wide. Villwock is going to go way, way, way to the outside. Where's Jimmy Shane? He is out there too.
Wow, it looks like they went off the course.
Has gone off the course. Villwock went off the course.
They're both shut the boats down.
He forced Jimmy Shane out there as well. Don't know whether he lost some steering or what, but at the end of lap 1, green flag is still flying. And John Zimmerman is your leader coming down to the Blue Bridge turn. There's Dave Villwock going very slowly.
Yeah, Jimmy Shane shut the engine down too.
They are saying that the 37, Dave Villwock, has been disqualified for forcing Jimmy Shane out. We don't know exactly what caused that to happen. But on the race course right now, the green flag is still flying, and John Zimmerman is up the backstretch with about a rooster tail lead over Tommy Thompson. The only 2 boats left on the race course. Hatches are up on both the 37 Beacon Plumbing and Jimmy Shane and the Oberto. We are looking at lap number 2, and you're looking at John Zimmerman. Les Schwab Tires presents Team Red Dot. And he is going to come off the west-hand turn. He's got a good lead over Tommy Thompson in the Peters and May.
There's a fair amount of debris in the first couple of lanes, too. They're going to have to watch that.
Thompson at the end of lap number 2. White flag flies. He will be second by more than 2 rooster tails. John Zimmerman, you see, on his way to the Blue Bridge turn on the third of 3 times around the Rebath Tri-Cities Heat 3B of the Hapo Columbia Cup for 2014. An easy ride now for John Zimmerman. He was expected to challenge both these guys, the Oberto and the Beacon.
And both Dave Villwock and Jimmy Shane have flipped the hatch in the cockpit. They're out taking a look at their boats. Villwock is looking at the back of the boat primarily. We'll see if there's any damage to the Beacon plumbing.
I wonder if he maybe lost a rudder or lost a steering cable. In any event, your leader on the backstretch coming to the final turn here in Heat 3B is John Zimmerman. And you can see the distance between him and the second place boat, more than a full rooster tail, about half the turn actually. So John Zimmerman will come off the western turn, head down the front straightaway. The checkered flag flies, the black flag as well, which means they want the boats off the race course. Zimmerman in first and Thompson in second. And then we've got more things to sort out.
Yeah, there's a good shot of Dave looking into the cockpit. And there's Jimmy Shane doing the same with the Oberto.
So those two would get a did not finish. And then the officials will sort the rest of that out. We don't have to worry about that. Let's take a break. We will be back. You are watching the 2014 Hapo Columbia Cup and Over the River Air Show on NBC right now and SWX. Damage because it would have come to the left front sponson. Let's take a look.
Yeah, we've got the video
at
now,
the video replay. You can see the boats coming. Now we're back to Jimmy Shane. There you go. And all of a sudden, Dave takes a big leap. He had already taken out a buoy, and at this point, he's just kind of along for the ride. He had already hit Jimmy Shane, and they both watch a
Here's
little
a better
closer.
look. Yeah, there's the buoy.
And right there, you can see the Beacon Plumbing rear end just jogs in a little bit. And that is where Dave hit it. One more time to look at the first angle. Dave gets a little high. He's really just along for the ride. And there you can see the boat switch to the right.
Yeah, they collided there.
And obvious collision there. So those two boats did not finish. Unofficially, we've got John Zimmerman. You heard his interview, finished first. Tommy Thompson in the Peterson May second. And it did not start for J. Michael Kelly in the 1 Graham Trucking. And they did not finish this for the Oberto and the Beacon Plumbing. And they're both under tow back to the pits. That's your unofficial lineup results. For Heat 1B, Rebath Tri-Cities presented that for the Tri-City Water Follies.
Now we're going to have to take a little bit of time to sort out what that does to the point standings. Both the Heat 3A and 3B, of course, the top 6 finishers will end up in the final scheduled for 4:40 today. I will tell you, I saw Jimmy Shane, who's now waving to the crowd on the Oberto, taking that nice slow ride back to the docks.
I don't see any visible damage,
no,
but it would be up on the left-hand front side of the boat. There looks like a little bit of a wrinkle if you look at the sponson right up front. A lot less damage than Dave Villwock sustained in his Beacon Plumbing. And we do have our Grand Prix hydroplanes coming up next. So we're going to send it back down to Tracy and Shane at the far end of the pits. The boats are heading that direction, guys.
Driver of the U6 Oberto boats. Obviously, something happened there in Heat 3B, Jimmy. What can you tell us about what happened between you and Dave Villwock?
You know, I had a really good start coming down into the first turn, and I got clear. I was running up the backstretch in the lead. I knew Dave was right there inside of me. I left him tons of room on the inside. I was in lane 3 going through that corner, and all of a sudden his boat just went straight for me. I mean, a beeline straight for me. I don't know if something broke. I don't know what happened, but he was coming right for me, and I had nowhere to go. He hit the front of the sponson, and I probably went up in the air about 15 feet. Usually when that happens, a boat goes over, and I'm very fortunate that I landed right side up and came back down. We're going to assess the damage now, and hopefully we can get some pour foam in there, patch it up. We're going to do everything we can to get the Oberto in the final.
Yeah, obviously that's what everybody would want to see. I mean, I don't know how many times this has happened to you, but I mean, how does this work in the sense? I mean, do you go and try and figure out what actually did happen? Are you guys going to talk about it? What's going to happen?
Oh yeah, there'll be discussions about what happened. This is the second incident in one day involving the 37 boat. So there's some consistency there. I think we definitely have to talk as a group and see what needs to be done.
Do you feel confident about the? Okay. Feel confident about the final? I know this is something you have to have been through before, and obviously you have a good team. You're confident in your team and confident about your ability to get out there and race in the final.
No, we have full confidence in this team and the ability to put the boat back together. If we can do it, you know we're going to do it. And I'm going to drive the boat just as hard as if it was 100%.
Good luck. I will do it from the pits.
All right, thanks very much, Matt. So we had an opportunity to get an up and close and a better view of what happened to the Alberto boat in that last heat, and to hear from Jimmy Shane exactly what he saw from his cockpit.
Well, I know they saw pictures. People just saw pictures of what the boat looked like, so you can see how big that hole is. And it's about 3:10 right now. They've got till 4:40 to try to fix it. Wow, that's going to be difficult. But it's so loud. That means you know there's another race going on right now.
That's right.
So,
yeah, the Grand Prix boats are out there on the water if you hadn't heard them already. Let's check in with Mark Allen and Paul Doogie one more time for that race.